Okay, so let's talk about the star spin first. So for your star spin, you're gonna need what's called a twisted grip. If you are familiar with your twisted grip already, you can skip through this, but if not, let's just go over it real quick. So the first time I instruct people to get into their twisted grip, I have them hold one hand up high in a regular grip, standing next to the pole, and then keeping that hand locked into place, you're going to scoot your hips over to the other side of the pole and lean your torso to the side. And when you look up, you'll notice your hand is magically in your twisted grip. So this grip can feel a little weird at first, so try it a few times, experiment maybe even with bending the legs just slightly to add more weight to that grip, just to adjust before you go for the spin. Once you feel comfortable with the grip, you don't have to enter it from this little scooting method every time. This is just to show you what the grip is supposed to be if you're unfamiliar with it. Now, let's get into the spin. So you're going to start standing next to the pole. You're going to lean your torso to the side and look up to place your outside hand into your twisted grip. Your inside hand will be down in a regular grip with your arm extended down. Now, I know it looks like my arm is locked out. It's just because I've got hypermobile joints. You want to make sure that you never lock out that bottom arm, okay? So you're always keeping the arm slightly bent. This way you can keep your muscles engaged and protect your joints. You're going to keep all of your weight on your inside foot, and you're going to lift your outside leg up into the air, and that's going to be your swinging leg. You're going to use that leg to gain momentum. So you'll lift that outside leg up, pike the leg forward, and then swing it back to generate that momentum. When you're ready to stop spinning, you're going to lower that same foot or your swinging foot to the floor, followed by your other foot. Here you can see that from another angle. Weight on my inside leg, swinging my outside leg to the back and pushing off. Now notice, just as I'm lowering my foot to the floor, I'm releasing my bottom hand from the pole to allow my torso to rotate to face forward. So this spin can be a little bit tricky at first, so that's normal. Don't worry if you're having trouble with it. If you're not feeling secure enough in your twisted grip, we can add a layer of security with your inside arm. So you're going to keep your hips closer to the pole. This way you can press the back or the inside of that arm into the pole. With that extra grip, it should be a little bit easier to hold the spin for a bit longer until you grow more comfortable. Then once you're comfortable, you can begin to move your hips further away from the pole, and in turn you'll move that shoulder further away from the pole. So we'll no longer have the back of the shoulder grip or the inside arm grip. And once you're comfortable trying it with this increased distance away from the pole, you'll get a lot more spin and a lot more momentum. Okay, now let's talk about this brass monkey. So for your brass monkey, you're going to start standing next to the pole, and you're going to have your inside hand in a regular grip at head level, so that inside arm will be bent at a 90-degree angle. Your outside hand will go up above head in a regular grip, thumb up. You may have to slightly lean your torso to the side to get that outside hand up on the pole. With all of your weight on your outside foot, you're going to lift your inside leg up, hooking your knee to the pole at about hip level or slightly below. Now, to maintain your grip here, you're going to need to pull up with both arms, as well as squeeze that knee pit around the pole. If you feel secure there, then you can take your outside foot off of the floor and press the front of that ankle behind the pole. So now that you've got both hands and both legs on the pole, you're going to pull up with both arms, and you're going to engage your glutes to begin pressing your hips forward. So we're trying to get those hips in front of the pole here. Once our hips lift and once they're in front of the pole, you're going to wrap the pole into that inside armpit or bicep, coming into your brass monkey. Now notice that outside leg is still pressed into the back of the pole. If you feel secure here, squeeze that bicep into the pole, and you can release your outside arm off of the pole and arch back just slightly. Here you can see from another angle, I'm using my glutes to press my hips forward. And I'm also pulling up a bit with my arms to get some lift. With that lift, I can extend my outside leg. And once I'm lifted, once my hips are in front of the pole, I'm wrapping that inside armpit around the pole. Now, if you feel comfortable here, squeezing your bicep into the pole, you can extend your inside arm forward and release your outside arm, extending it above or backwards. Now let's talk about getting a little bit of rotation with this move. There are a few ways to get what's called static rotation. We're going to talk about just one of them today. So today we're just going to talk about pushing power. So go ahead and get into your prep position with your inside knee hooked to the pole. With your outside foot still on the floor, you're going to use that foot to give yourself a push backwards. So I'm pushing off of that outside foot just before I tuck that leg up, bringing the ankle behind the pole. And then as I get into my final position, I've got a little bit of rotation around the pole. Now let's put the two together. I want to quickly talk about entering your star spin from a slightly different entrance to make it a bit easier when we go and we put all of August's tutorials together into a combo. So you're going to start standing next to the pole with your inside hand up high in a regular grip. You're going to take a step forward onto your inside leg. As you begin to pivot to face the pole, you're going to take your outside arm, cross it towards the back of the pole, and you're going to flip your palm down to face the pole where you'll grab in a regular grip, thumb down. Notice your torso will be leaning to the side here, so it should be easy to take your top hand off of the pole, flip it up and over, replacing it into your twisted grip. Once your top hand is in your twisted grip, you can keep all of your weight on your inside leg, and you're going to swing that outside leg to the back to progress with your star spin. Once you've landed from your star spin and you're facing forward, you should have your outside foot and your outside hand free. So pivoting on that inside foot, you're going to turn in towards the pole to reverse your direction. Now you're going to place your inside hand below your new outside hand, and you're going to hook that inside knee to the pole. As you can see, you're now in your prep position for your brass monkey. You'll push off of your outside leg to give yourself some rotation as you bring that ankle to the back of the pole, wrapping the pole into your inside armpit, and if you feel comfortable, extend both arms arching back. To come out, place both hands back on the pole so you can release your knee pit and lower to the floor.